Seize the opportunity to achieve complete agricultural independence and food sovereignty.
No distraction on journey to food security. President sets course for mechanization. Fourth MSMEs Forum, Vice President Shettima rallies Africa to formalize informal sector.
The African Union's recent launch of the Akili AI platform in partnership with Meta and Deloitte is a bold step in the right direction. It is a sign that we are not just watching the world change, we are part of the change.
We can assure you that a number of the suspects who committed the heinous acts are with police.
Benway killing, security agents arrest key suspects. Hello, it's always a pleasure to have you join the network news on NTA. I'm Naja'atu Tijani. Hingino John Adams joins us from Lagos, while here in Abuja, Ayo Deji Makinde will serve us some sports news. Ayo, don't swing too hard.
Not too much, but the Super Falcons just ended their game with Portugal in an international friendly goalless.
All right, we look forward to that. And with us in the studio, we have an august visitor, a guest, the Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, and he'll be joining us later in the bulletin. Remember that this broadcast is being streamed live on our website, nta.ng/live. And you can follow us across social media. Our handles are displayed on the screen. And now the news in detail. President Tinubu has inaugurated more than 2,000 agricultural equipment and implements to enhance the country's food security. The heavy-duty machinery were deployed under the Nigeria-Belarus partnership. Musa Baba Aliu reports.
This achievement is in fulfillment of President Tinubu's renewed hope for food security. The tractors which were assembled in Abuja were procured under the Nigeria-Belarus mechanization partnership that was formalized in September 2024. President Tinubu stated that the initiative aims to uplift Nigeria's food production capability, increase farmers' output, and create jobs for younger people.
The allocation of this equipment throughout the country will do a lot to give our nations abundant arable land and favorable climate that we have. We must seize the opportunity to achieve complete agricultural independence and food sovereignty. To all stakeholders receiving this equipment, deploy them with maximum efficiency. We will work with you.
The president thanked the Belarus government for its partnership, which facilitated the deployment of the equipment. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, provided a breakdown of the equipment, which include 2,000 high-quality tractors with trailers, plows, harrows, sprayers and planters, 10 state-of-the-art combined harvesters, 12 fully equipped mobile workshops, 50 bulldozers for agricultural and land development, and over 9,000 complementary implements and spare parts.
This particular program is unique because it was packaged with the intention to bring down the level of low mechanization in the country. The 0.27 horsepower per hectare, that is the current mechanization level in this country, will be transformed to almost 2.5 horsepower per hectare at the end of the day.
To maximize impact, the tractors will be distributed through 3 key schemes: direct purchase for individuals and organizations wishing to acquire them outright, a leasing scheme that offers affordable access to mechanization without the full cost of ownership, and a service provider model that establishes tractor service centers in farming communities, enabling smallholder farmers to lease tractors as needed. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Thank you, Musa. To tell us more about this partnership with Belarus and what Nigeria stands to gain concerning food security is the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari. Thank you for joining the Network News on NTA.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, viewers. Well, this program started when His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, rolled out the Renewed Hope on Agricultural Mechanization Program, where AFTRADE DMCC, a company out of Belarus that services agricultural mechanization equipments across Africa, was contracted to supply, in the first instance, 2,000 tractors, and each of the tractors will come with a set of plows, harrows, ridges, and then we have also other items like 1,200 pieces of 5-ton trailers, and also boom sprayers, about 500 pieces of that, and also the drill seeders. So a total package of implements that came with the 2,000 tractors, 9,260 implements. And then we also have 9,200 sets of spare parts, because what is very key here is maintenance, and this is what this program seeks to achieve. And the conception about the partnership between Nigeria and Belarus is that the Belarus government actually seamlessly open up bilateral trade agreements between Nigeria and Belarus in this respect. But this program was an outright purchase procurement program between the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security and AFTRADE DMCC.
Thank you. Now let's talk about how the ministry intends to distribute these implements and tractors, as well as the three schemes, under the three schemes which include how the farmers can access these implements.
Well, in order to facilitate and give advantage to the smallholder farmer, we intend to set up service provider schemes where we are going to train youths and women to manage a service provider center where they are going to operate the machinery and also maintain the machinery and provide service to the smallholder farmer at a very controlled fee. The smallholder farmer may not be able to afford the tractor, but they could afford the small fee that they can pay the service provider in the farming community, so that you can attach, depending on the size of the farming community, you can attach the number of tractors to that service provider so that the smallholder farmer will have access to it. The other aspect is also large-scale farmers can also key into this program where they will be given an affordable, subsidized price of that tractor, and also some may even come with a package, a loan over a period of time. So these are all, we have all the different types of programs to suit the particular needs of whether it's a large-scale farmer, an individual farmer, or set of cooperatives or cluster of farmers in a community.
So finally, what impact is this expected to make, very briefly?
Well, I have said it in the speech at the commissioning, and I believe Mr. President knows clearly what his vision is. And on this, the one that we just commissioned today by Mr. President tends to at least increase the hectareage of arable land by 550,000 in the first instance. And mind you, this is the 1 out of 4 programs of mechanization programs that we have. 2 are procurement, which is the one that was commissioned today by Mr. President, and the other procurement is the John Deere 2,000 tractors as well. And then the other collaborative programs, mechanization, is the GIP, the Green Imperative Program, and also the Greener Hope program. So all in all, by the time these 4 programs come into fruition, we're going to have an abundance of, and like Mr. President has said, we're going to achieve food sovereignty for Nigeria.
Thank you very much. I've been speaking with the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari. Thank you very much for giving us insights into this.
Thank you very much.
In a bold stride towards national development, President Bola Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to prioritizing the provision of vital infrastructure projects across all zones of the Federation. The president stated this during the inauguration of the 15-kilometer A2 Junction Road along the Abuja-Lokoja Expressway to Pai community in Kwali Area Council. Onoze Yakubu reports.
For residents of Pai and its neighboring communities, the 15-kilometer road linking the A2 junction to Pai has been completed and delivered on schedule.
In the past, people had serious challenges transporting their goods to the market.
This road, it doesn't just serve as an infrastructure to FCT, but also as a lifeline with objectives of opening economic opportunities, access to healthcare, access to education, access to farm and market.
FCT Minister Yesen Wike said the government has so far constructed 150 kilometers of roads across satellite towns in an effort to promote inclusive governance in the territory.
We will be commissioning 10 kilometers of Aguma, Palace Road, Radio Road, New Market in Gwagwalada. We have done Yanya, Karishi, Dua Carriage Road, 18 kilometers. We are going to commission 7.4 Old Oshafa Road and the reputation of Duse Lower Usma Dam, 7.4 kilometers. Excellency, we are going to commission dualization of building of Oshafa War College to Army Checkpoint, 16.4 kilometer road, and other and drive. That will be done on 26th of this month.
We will ensure that development is not lopsided, but balanced, inclusive, and targets aimed at lifting life. Rural communities such as Pai make important contributions to Nigeria's social and economic fabric, especially in food production and local enterprise. But their potential has been hindered by poor road access, isolation, and neglect for far too long. Today, that narrative is changing.
The president urged local communities to take ownership of the project and ensure it serves as a pathway to development and improved livelihoods. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria is hosting 50 African countries at the 4th African Union Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Forum, addressing challenges affecting small businesses, particularly affordable financing, enhancing digital transformation and improving market access. At the event, Vice President Kashim Shettima called for intra-African trade and support for the growth of small businesses on the continent. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
Building resilient MSMEs through digital innovation, market access and affordable financing for Africa is the theme of the 4th Africa Union MSME Forum. It is an opportunity to empower micro, small and medium enterprises, develop intra-African value chains and strengthen policies on MSME development.
Over the next few days, let us delve into the heart of these issues, not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for collective action and innovation.
Part of the things we hope to be seeing in the next 3 days is deliberating as Africans on how we can sustain this tempo.
Each of these gatherings has provided capacity building opportunities for MSMEs showcase their business and access to new markets in the ACFTA and the rest of the world.
This is also expected to expose key players and other stakeholders to leverage the platform provided by the forum to build new networks for investment and market access across Africa and beyond.
That is why we must not only build local infrastructure for entrepreneurial expansion, but must also entrench cross-border cooperation. Our destinies, after all, are bound together. Still, we are not naive about the obstacles that confront our MSMEs. Limited access to affordable finance remains a recurring nightmare. It costs our continent not just money, it costs us momentum. The African Union's recent launch of the Akili AI platform, in partnership with Meta and Deloitte, is a bold step in the right direction. It is a sign that we are not just watching the world change, we are part of the change.
Other stakeholders commended Nigeria's significant milestone in hosting the event, describing it as one way of showcasing to the world that Nigeria is ready to do business, pledging commitment and support of their organizations toward a successful forum. From the State House, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
This is the Network News on NTA. We'll take a break now and return with more reports. Thanks for staying tuned. Now that Nigeria is attracting positive interest from investors and the rest of the global community, Nigerians must improve and promote the country's image, starting with ending the surge of violence in some parts of the country, says First Lady Oluremi Tinubu, who was reacting to the violent attacks in Benue and Plateau states on the margins of the second quarter meeting with state governors' wives and Renewed Hope Initiative state coordinators in her office. State House correspondent Adeni Taiwo reports.
Second year of Renewed Hope Initiative's interventionist program and state governors' wives, enablers of the initiative's activities, again converged on the office of the First Lady for their quarterly meeting, this time for a mid-term assessment.
Educating Linda, which is
from taking stock of RHI interventions in all its 5 focal areas to getting feedback on its collaboration and advocacy in health, agriculture, and economic empowerment, Nigeria's First Lady Oluremi Tinubu outlined other programs
for TED Fund and RHI collaboration, construction ongoing for ICT experience centers in Taraba, Kaduna, Kwara, Ekiti, Anambra, and Cross River.
The First Lady announced a new competition tagged RHI Green Nigeria Challenge that will not only roll back desert encroachment, but also tackle indiscriminate disposal of plastic wastes.
We have the household category, which is tree planting, target 2 years or less, and is households in the northern Nigeria. Price money, we peg it to 10 million. Number 2 is the community green transformation challenge, which is transformation of degraded community areas into green parks, garden, and eco spaces. State tree planting project, Eco Rice Challenge for each state, and that's for 1 year. This is open to all Nigerians across 36 states and FCT.
At present, the nation enjoys a fresh breath of air in the international community, and so cannot afford to be dragged back by insecurity.
This is evil, very, very evil. We women have to pray, because I don't know those who are so bloodthirsty. This shouldn't be happening, but work is going to keep going. Well, we're going to work.
As the journey into the next 2 years begins for RHI, the First Lady says more can be achieved given the right support and resources.
I'm to go to the Senate. I'm going to do this program like we do zonal intervention programs. Even if it is 500 million they want to give us, if it is 1 billion, then we're going to use it for this, and then we can be accountable. And I think, we can do that. And it should be with the First Lady who wants to work, she shouldn't be restricted.
2 years on, we've done all these things in the States. We've helped the elderly, the disabled, women farmers. We've done the Every Home a Garden.
Next quarterly meeting holds in September this year. In the State House, Adeni Itaiwu, NTA News.
Still on the Benue attacks, the Joint Security Services in Benue State has announced the arrest of suspects linked to the attacks in Yelwata, where several persons were killed. The Commissioner of Police, Ifeanyi Emenari, announced the arrest in a press briefing at the Government House, Makurdi. Blessing Omeche Ebute was there and now reports.
On the June 13th Yelwata attack that claimed innocent lives and sparked widespread condemnation, CP Emenari confirmed that a number of suspects linked to the incident have been apprehended. He promised that their identities will be disclosed at the appropriate time.
We can assure you that a number of the suspects who committed the heinous act are with police. And with in due course, we will make a press release on that and you will know them. But you can assure you that we have arrested a number of them, and we are still on the trail of some of them. About for the motivation of the government, I can assure you that we work hand in hand with the state government.
On measures to safeguard internally displaced persons, CP Emenari stated that IDP camps surrounding villages and farms are being given robust security coverage. He commended Governor Alia for his sustained effort and readiness to provide additional resources to strengthen peace-building efforts. He further noted that the deployment of special task force teams and mobile police squads have been expanded to ensure no part of the state is left vulnerable. In Makurdi, Blessing Omeche Ebute.
Nigeria's capital, Abuja, will continue to remain one of the most secure capitals in the world. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, in a statement notes that the federal government has taken note of the latest security advisory issued by the Embassy of the United States, restricting its staff and family members from non-official travel to military sites or other government facilities in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The government, he adds, recognizes and respects the right of foreign missions, including the U.S. Embassy, to issue travel advisories to citizens, but the current security architecture in Abuja has not only been proactive, but has also recorded significant successes in detecting, preventing and neutralizing threats. The U.S. advisory, the minister says, is based on general global developments and does not reflect any imminent or specific threat within the FCT, assuring all diplomatic missions, investors, development partners and the public that there is no cause for alarm, as security and intelligence agencies are monitoring developments across the country. Now, the government of Brazil is partnering Kebbi State in agriculture, particularly in the area of rice production. A Brazilian delegation is in the state to meet with the government and to assess major rice factories in the state. Abdul Jalil Mohammed Bawa reports.
Kebbi State has been attracting agricultural partnerships from different parts of Africa, particularly in rice production. Leveraging on these and other agro-allied areas, Brazil has joined the queue of those partnering Kebbi State. A Brazilian delegation led by Vice Minister of Brazil's Ministry of Agriculture, Livestock and Food Supply, Clever Oliveira, accompanied by Special Advisor to the President on Economic Matters, Dr. Topio Koladi, are in the state to assess the level of success and how to tap into Kebbi's agricultural potentials. Aside other areas visited, the team toured the Wakot Rice Mill, one of the largest rice production companies in the state.
Kebbi State is one of the very few states that the business people from Brazil have pinpointed to be doing very great.
You need to help the farmers. You need to help the market, and you need to enhance the production and even the exportation.
If we push hard with the right policies, the right framework, we already have the Nigerian determination. We can do it in 25% of that time.
Governor Nasir Idris, while highlighting other areas where the Brazilian government can partner with the state, assured an enabling environment for sustained collaboration.
Nigerian ambition to have $1 trillion economy by 2030 under the renewed hope agenda of Mr. President can only be achieved through collaboration like this.
The team also visited the palace of the Emir of Argungu to further demonstrate their interest in the collaboration.
From the inception of this current administration, this is the second time a Brazilian delegation is visiting Kebbi State with a view to partnership in livestock production, artificial insemination, among others. In Birnin Kebbi, Abdul Mohammed Bawa.
Still on Nigeria-Brazil relations, Nigeria is committed to advancing local pharmaceutical and medical manufacturing through strategic partnerships with private investors. This was highlighted during a visit by a team of Brazilian companies to MSME, a biotechnology facility in Abuja. After the inspection tour, National Coordinator Dr. Abdu Mokhtar stated that investors in the healthcare industry would find a supportive ecosystem as President Bola Tinubu's mandate is to unlock the healthcare value chain to strengthen the sector.
Test kits, rapid diagnostic tests for several diseases, about 14 different products. And what we're here to do is just really to see what they're doing with the kind of reforms that the government is doing in the healthcare sector, with the enabling environment that we're putting in place, with initiatives like PVAC. There is nothing that we cannot do.
All of the supply chain is done here. The manufacturing is done here.
We want to be present and want to be available to foster the local production facilities, to foster the local production scenario, because we believe that this is the way.
The visit provided the delegation with a first-hand look at the viability of local pharmaceutical manufacturing in Nigeria. Let's head to Jigawa State, where it was a moment of pride, progress and praise in Hadejia when Governor Umar Namadi received a rousing welcome into the historic emirate. From the city gate to the palace of the emir, the atmosphere was filled with admiration and appreciation for a leader whose development strides continue to touch lives across Jigawa State. Muhammad Musa Askira tells us why.
Governor Umar Namadi's visit to Hadejia began on a colorful note with a grand reception at the Hadejia City Gate. The warmth of the people echoed through the streets, leading all the way to the palace of His Royal Highness, the Emir of Hadejia, Dr. Adamu Abubakar Mati, who showered royal blessings and presented befitting gifts in honor of the governor's developmental efforts. One of the key highlights of the visit was the commissioning of Damodi Talented Junior Secondary School, a state-of-the-art educational facility targeted at nurturing gifted students drawn from the state's 12 educationally disadvantaged local government areas. The governor also commissioned the Dala Primary Healthcare Center, a fully equipped modern facility poised to serve the healthcare needs of the Hadejia community. The center stands as a testament to the administration's investments in quality and accessible healthcare for all. Governor Namadi later laid APC stakeholders and government officials to the Hadejia Township Hall for a robust citizens engagement session. There, the governor highlighted key achievements of his administration in the area while listening to the development needs of the people, ensuring that their voices will be reflected in the 2026 budget plans.
What we are doing now, you can see that after we have given our scorecard, people will now give us their demand in writing. This demand we are collecting from the people is going to serve as an input subsequent year's budget, so that at least the budget will reflect the need of the people of Jigawa State.
From education to healthcare, infrastructure to inclusive governance, Governor Umar Namadi's touch continues to leave lasting impression as people of Hadejia pledge to reward its developmental impacts with solid support at the ballot in 2027. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira.
NTA News. Thank you, Mohammed. And now we beam the searchlight on Borno, a region long ravaged by Boko Haram insurgency, and where the concept of good governance and empowerment has taken on critical importance as Borno State pushes forward with recovery, peace building and development initiatives. Mohammed Goni highlights policies and programs put in place by Zulum's administration from May 2024 to date to promote good governance and empowerment.
Governor Zulum administration believes that good governance in Borno State must go beyond traditional administrative functions and instead respond directly to the harsh realities faced by citizens, from insecurity and displacement to poverty and disrupted infrastructure. Efforts to reintegrate former insurgents and promote community reconciliation are ongoing. Social investments are gaining recognition as a sign of responsible leadership, notably the award of scholarship to orphans and displaced students, as well as support for victims of recent flood disasters. In the last 1 year, Governor Zulum had awarded scholarship to 31,296 indigenous students to study at different higher institutions within the country and abroad to study different fields of human endeavor, including science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, at a cost amounting to over 11 billion naira.
We aim to create a society where every individual, regardless of background or circumstance, has equal opportunities as long as they are determined to excel in their chosen fields.
The Zulum administration also released 10 billion naira to the Flood Disaster Relief Committee for procurement of food and non-food items to the affected communities and paid gratuity and other entitlement of civil servants amounting to over 4.5 billion naira, in addition to 200 million naira being paid every month. The state authorities in the period under review cleared all outstanding gratuity and entitlement of retired permanent secretaries up to December 2024, which had accrued over the years, amounting to over 1.4 billion naira.
His Excellency has not just commitment, political commitment of the highest order. Being an engineer himself, he wants to make sure that the common person is the beneficiary of good health, good education, good roads, transport, urban transit, all these things that we are looking at.
Governor Zulum administration also distributed palliative to 673,000 households, consisting of 673 bags each of rice, maize, millet, sorghum, as well as 451,000 cartons of spaghetti, same number of wrappers, and 10,000 naira to each of the 173,000 female beneficiaries. As part of efforts to empower citizens through social investment program, the Zulum administration expended 1.5 billion naira to support various categories of households, groups, and individuals across the state. The state government in the period under review also established ICT centers at Bama, Kandaga, Jere, Biu, Kwaya Kusar, and Shani local government areas. The ICT centers are designed to create job opportunities for the teeming youth across the state and expose them to digital literacy in tune with the present-day realities. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA.
Thank you, Mohammed. It's time to find out what's happening in our Lagos zone. And Hingino will update us. Hingino. And Hingino will update us. Hingino.
Thank you, Naja'atu, and welcome to Lagos. Boa Cement PLC, one of Nigeria's leading brands of cement, has rewarded its distributors for their loyalty with a promise to maintain quality. This was at an event in Lagos where 20 distributors were awarded with mouth-watering gifts ranging from brand new SUV, trucks for conveying cement, and cash backings. Lynn Leneke reports.
Thank you for contributing to our success story.
These top 20 distributors drawn from across the country were rewarded for their unwavering commitment, resilience, and continued market leadership. The awards in 3 categories, the Sapphire, Emerald, and Diamond, recognized the efforts of trade partners who serve as the backbone in distribution and sales network across Nigeria. The chairman, Boa Cement PLC, explained that besides being a reward scheme for its customers, the awards will further strengthen the relationship between the company and its trade partners.
How can we serve you better? We listen, we learn, and most importantly, we act. Because your success is and will always be our greatest metric.
Top 20 distributors will be going home with SUVs. 9 will be given cement trucks. 7 of them will get 1 truck each, while 2 that I call top of the top would be given 2 trucks each.
The joy of these recipients knew no bounds as they pledged to contribute their quota towards ensuring that the brand remains the king of cement in Nigeria.
This 2025, we are going to do more and more. So I'm greeting the chairman of BUA Group and all the management.
Actually, the product sells itself because a lot of people call and ask precisely for BUA cement itself. So we have only to just push. Yeah, and obviously this didn't happen without a team. There was a team back in the HQ that helped us to push the product.
Management of the company says BUA Cement PLC is not only dedicated to upholding the company's mission of delivering top quality cement, but it is fostering economic growth and sustainability. In Lagos, Lynn Lenake, NTA News.
An empowerment platform for Nigerians, Grooming Center is living up to its motto to uplift its clients for better livelihood at its 14th annual grooming splash with multi-million naira gifts. Lanre Gbele was at the event that had lucky Nigerians smiling home with gifts worth hundreds of thousands of naira.
Grooming Center's tradition of gifting clients of these equally empowering utilities is geared towards 2 things. First, appreciating the clients for their dedication to the social support system and to incentivize Nigerians that triumphing over life challenges is possible.
It's just one way of giving back. There are other ways that we give back. We have our scholarship schemes for children and grants for undergraduates and postgraduate students, and a whole lot of other things we do in terms of acceleration, mentoring and other activities.
Winners of the electronic draw were clients of different loan facilities in all the 24 zones of the center nationwide.
Over 14 years that we have been giving back to the clients, giving back to the women, and I have to say the best part of it for me is their joy, the smiles on their faces when they win the gifts.
Deep freezers, refrigerators, generators and coolers went up for grabs by lucky Nigerians who could not hide their joy. They are convinced these gifts will bring significant change in their lives.
Grooming has been so helpful to people. If you really know what you want to do or what you want to go into, for business, they really help to grow a lot of people. They've empowered a lot of people.
This gift will go a long way in helping my business to expand.
Grooming Center is a non-governmental organization dedicated to uplifting marginalized communities and advocating social justice across Nigeria, using grassroots mobilization, education initiatives, and community-driven development programs to address barriers facing vulnerable Nigerians. In Lagos, Lanre Gbele, NTA News.
And that's it from here. Time now for some messages. The news will be back shortly.
30 finalists out of 150 participants in the Quranic recitation competition held in memory of President Bola Tinubu's late mother, Abibatu Mogaji Tinubu, have been awarded cash prizes, houses, cars, and sponsored Hajj trips. Awal Salisu reports.
Of the 150 participants, 30 emerged as finalists, recognized not just for their mastery of the Holy Book, but for their dedication to a path of spiritual excellence. These young reciters were rewarded with life-changing prizes, including cash awards and fully sponsored pilgrimage. Speaking at the closing ceremony, Chairman of the Kano State Council of Ulamas, Sheikh Ibrahim Khalil, praised the initiative for promoting Islamic knowledge and youth empowerment.
All the promises we made on this Musabaka, we have fulfilled it, from various prizes, houses, digital Quran, Quranic books, and this is the last lap, that's the cash donations, which we have made from those who is 10, 20, 40 and 60.
Sheikh Khalil emphasized that the contest was not only a tribute to the late Abibatu's contributions to humanity, but also a platform to encourage moral and spiritual discipline among Nigerian youth. In Kano, Awwal Salisu, NTA News.
Live sports news and more right after this break. You're just in time for sports news brought to you by me instead. Nigeria's Super Falcons faced a challenging goalless draw against the senior women's national team of Portugal in a friendly match in Lisbon on Monday as part of preparations for the 2024 WAFCON tournament scheduled to take place in Morocco from July 5 to 26. July 5 to July 26. And that concludes the network news on NTA. Thanks for watching. I'm Naja'atu Tijani.